I'd like to talk about Haruki Murakami again. And the reason why is because I got this book. This is Souseki Natsume's. It's called Minor. And this is a kind of a recent publication. I think published in English translation is 1988, and the revised translation and afterward 2015. So this is a 2015 publication, and because I got interested in Souseki Natsume, I tried to get more Souseki's fictions, and I think this is the most recent one I got. I haven't read yet. However, the introduction section was written by Haruki Murakami, and I think it's a very, very well written introduction. I really enjoyed his introduction section. And almost like a kind of a suspenseful, and it is about it's about probably 20 pages of introduction. This one here, introduction, and. So the reason why I have to talk about is because the Haruki Murakami's this particular writing always, that his writing, and he's always fascinates me, and always very enjoyable, always easy to get into. There's no part that dragging or anything. It's very interesting to get into it, and he does exactly the same in an introduction, and talking about the Souseki Natsume. And Souseki Natsume, in the very, very beginning, he was he was like a professor at Tokyo University, but Asahi Shimbun, which is a newspaper, hired him so that he can concentrate on writing. And so, Asahi Shimbun is a major newspaper publications in Japan at that time, and so about 1906, I think, about that time. And Souseki was, I like to do that. But in a way, he was writing the fictions and so forth in the column of the newspaper. So he has to produce things for Asahi Shimbun. And so he didn't have much preparation for this particular fiction. There's an incident at the Asho mine in Tochigi Prefecture near Tokyo, but they produce lots of copper. I think that copper mining has been going on from Edo period to Meiji period, and kind of a very, very profitable. I think major copper suppliers is from particular mines in Tochigi Prefecture. And however, the incidents happened that miners are treated very badly, so they had a revolt one time. So that became like a newspaper news. And so Souseki saw that, and so he also met this young man who was a miner at a particular mine, and trying to sell his story about experience in mind. And Souseki met with him and talked to him and decided to write his fiction. However, this particular man was trying to sell the story of his love affair or something, but Souseki didn't use that, Anyway, so he started to write, but I think Murakami talked about the particular fiction, this particular fiction, The Miner. He liked it very much. However, he had a criticism too, because this particular one, he thinks that the Souseki didn't have much preparation time, and so somehow that particular story, it goes to nowhere, or goes to the not much conclusion there, and so probably it's not more popular fiction by Souseki. But as you know, the Murakami wrote Underground. I think that's based on the his getting to know the incidents of this particular cult person who put the sarin gas in a subway in somewhere in Tokyo, and some people died there, and so he wrote this documentary type of thing, the true story type of thing, called Underground. And so he relate that his writing for that Underground book to this, and so Murakami loves Souseki, and so he tried to read and everything, and so forth. But I think he suggests that this is one of the book that probably underappreciated, but it should be read. But at the same time, he noticed that this one doesn't have a clear ending or clear conclusion or something like that. So I haven't read this book yet, but regardless, I was mesmerized by reading this Murakami's introduction sections of this particular book, and the way he writes, always intriguing. One by one he talk about something and so forth, and it's kind of a drawn, readers are drawn into it, and I felt almost like reading a short story by Murakami. So, but anyway, this is translated by Jay Rubin, and this particular one, Aktagawa book, is also translated by Jay Rubin. And this book I have been showing you many times, the Penguin book of Japanese short story, but edited by Jay Rubin. So it's all three books had Murakami's introductions, and each one is very nice. But I thought, the other these things are all short story, many short stories in there. So he cannot devote his introduction section to each individual story that much. He tried to do that, but in this one, it's one book. So he talks about this particular book more in detail and more interestingly divulging the Souseki's motivations and so forth. So I'd like to just share with you that Murakami is still fascinates me. Even this, writing introduction sections for other people's book, always very, very good. So that's my few cents today. Thank you. Bye.